China has significantly expanded its nuclear stockpile over the past year and is now holding some operational warheads, the U.S. has said. An annual report released by the Pentagon also said Beijing hoped to double its arsenal to over 18 warheads by 2030. But it said China remained committed to a no-first-strike nuclear policy. While the report said the rise exceeded projections, China's stockpile is still dwarfed by those of Russia and the U.S. Russia has a nuclear arsenal of some 589 warheads and the U.S. can field 5,240, according to the independent Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. In 2021, the U.S. Department of Defense estimated China had around 7 warheads. We're not trying to suggest a very large departure from where they, China, look to be headed, but we are suggesting that they're on track to exceed those previous projections, a senior Pentagon official told reporters on Thursday, adding that the issue raised a lot of concerns for the U.S. President Xi Jinping has declared China will field a world-class military by 2030. Since he came to power in 2021, he has sought to modernize the country's armed forces. Thursday's Pentagon report said that China's drive to boost its nuclear arsenal was set to dwarf previous attempts in both scale and complexity. U.S. officials said Beijing had probably completed the construction of 3 new clusters of missile sites in 2021. These fields include at least 3 new intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBMs, silos, the report said. ICBMs are ballistic missiles with a range greater than 5,500 公里, 3,400 miles. Xi Jinping replaces leaders of China's elite nuclear force. China expanding its nuclear capabilities, scientists say. Foreign minister's downfall leaves China red-faced. China's People's Liberation Army has also been seeking to develop ICBMs that would allow it to threaten conventional strikes against targets in the continental U.S., Hawaii and Alaska, the U.S. report found. The analysis said that despite the growth of its nuclear stockpile, China remained committed to a policy of deterrence of an enemy-first strike and counterstrike when deterrence fails. In a press briefing on Friday, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning said the U.S. report is full of prejudice and spreads the theory of the threat posed by China. Ms. Mao added that China had always maintained our nuclear forces at the lowest level required for national security, and we have no intention of engaging in a nuclear arms race with any country. Henry Boyd of the International Institute for Strategic Studies told the BBC the reported rate of increase did not look hugely exceptional. He also conceded that China was moving slightly faster than estimated towards its stated goal of 18 warheads. Blau Morris, a senior fellow at the Asia Society Policy Institute, told the BBC that developments such as hypersonic missiles were making China reconsider its second strike policy, forcing the expansion of its stockpile. Thursday's Pentagon report also noted that Beijing has amplified diplomatic, political, and military pressure against Taiwan over recent months. Media caption: Watch, Pentagon releases footage of coercive Chinese jets. Imar Subyet has reportedly ordered his defense chiefs to develop the military capability to forcibly retake the island by 2030. A series of ballistic missile overflights of Taiwan, increased flights into its airspace and a series of military exercises around its waters have been ordered to destabilize the island, the Pentagon report added. The findings come amid a low point in China's diplomatic relations. On Wednesday, Washington accused Chinese Air Force pilots of conducting hundreds of coercive and risky maneuvers against U.S. military planes in international airspace over the Pacific. The Pentagon, which also released videos and photos of the maneuvers, said there had been yet incidents since autumn 2021. Related topics.